Well, today marks 1 year since the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and throughout the day, we'll be bringing you live interviews with local lawmakers who were there that day. Joining us now is Congressman Seth Moulton. And Congressman, you were one of the first representatives that we actually spoke to right here on CBSN Boston as things were unfolding that day. Is there a memory or maybe a moment from that day that stands out to you amidst all of the chaos that was happening?
I was just so shocked that this could be occurring. I mean, I served 4 tours in Iraq as a Marine infantry officer, where we knew we had to defend democracy against people who would attack it. I mean, we expected that kind of attack in Iraq. I never imagined it happening in Washington, an insurrection instigated by a president of the United States himself to try to overturn the will of the people. It may have been an attack physically on Congress, but fundamentally, it was an attack to take away the right to vote from all of you listening here this morning.
Congressman, safety-wise, do you believe that enough changes are being made to prevent another breach? Capitol Security recently laid out a list of reforms that included upgrading riot gear, purchasing equipment, things like that. But do you still feel vulnerable or unsafe when you walk into that building and go to work?
Look, I know that a lot of improvements have been made in security. I've been advocating for even bigger changes to the Capitol Police. But ultimately, I'm not worried about my own safety. I'm worried about the safety of our democracy. I'm not worried about an attack on the Capitol because of how it might hurt me. I'm worried about an attack on the Capitol because of what it would mean for the future of our country. And when you recognize that all across this country today, there are people running for local office and running for Congress and even talking about running for president again, who want to take away that cornerstone of democracy, that it's up to the will of the people, that a group of powerful people in Washington can't change the vote to elect who they want to be in power, which is exactly what Trump was trying to do, but rather the American people elect our leaders. So that's what concerns me today. And those concerns haven't gone away because we haven't passed enough laws and instituted enough reforms to prevent that from happening again.
Well, that leads me to my next question. Are you confident in the work that the January 6th committee is doing? And do you believe that the people who are responsible will be held accountable at the end of all of this?
Well, it's 2 separate questions, because I'm very confident in the work of the committee. And it's a good opportunity to call out the courageous, the real brave Republicans like Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, people I don't agree with on every issue, but people who are standing up for our democracy, even when their party says they shouldn't, to do the work of the January 6th committee and get to the bottom of what happened and understand exactly what reforms we need to make to ensure it doesn't happen again. But the second part of your question is, are those reforms going to occur? And that is very much up for debate still. Sadly, a number of reforms that we have already passed through the House, like the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, are sitting languishing in the Senate because Republicans refuse to take action, and the Democrats won't break the filibuster to get it done themselves. So there are a lot of reforms that we have to make that have not actually been instituted into law, even if the January 6th Commission comes to the right conclusions.
Well, Congressman Seth Moulton, we thank you for your insight on the day and for the time that you spent with us. Thank you.
Thank you.